Now we are going to see few more topics. Let me connect to my instance. Terraform. Okay, so now we are going to cover some basic part like dynamic block is your security group concept. It is the most and biggest and toughest of all the concepts. Okay, so I'll be going to cover this at the end of our course. Okay, so tomorrow or else max today, let's see at what time we will cover. So today, like we are going with this concept, like creating of your EBS volume and S3. For example, when we talk about EBS volume, there are mainly three parameters. One is we need to give the location where we want to create our EBS volume. Second one is size, how much block you want. Third one is your region, right? So these are the blocks that I am giving. So here the resource block is AWS EBS volume, and the tag I have given is so availability zone. So that means on which region you want to create it. US is US West to A, but the thing is here if you don't give also, it will take from where? Configuration file. We have configured there only, right? And what is the size of the block that you want? 40. And that name is hello world. You can give your name as well. So for example, I am going to write this code now. So go to VM main.tf. So delete all of this from here. I don't require shit. So I'm deleting all of this from here. So what is the resource that we are going to create, guys? EBS. And if you want to use, you can use this concept as well. If you want to use locals as well, you can use local concept as well. So let's continue with locals for some better understanding of this concept. And availability zone, right? So let me give like this. So size I am giving it as just 40 or else 50 give it. So after that I am giving tags. I'm not giving availability zone. See what will happen. Name is equal to, I'm going to take it as variable. I'm going to take it as my workspace name. Okay. So how to take it? Dollar. How to take it? Locals dot. Here we have given the variable name as. You can use this as well for your understanding. Okay. So local only we need to give here. So give it and just close it. So the name of this EBS volume is going to be your Terraform workspace. Okay. So let's go and check now and give Terraform workspace show or list. List or show, you can use whatever. Oh, wait a second. In 9th resource, there is no closing brace. Okay. Closing brace is missed here. So we need to close one more brace here. The Terraform workspace list now. Currently, which workspace are we now? I want to switch to test. What is the command? Terraform workspace. Select. If you want to switch, we need to give. So go for Swiggy. And after that, if I want to volume, what I need to do? Terraform init. Terraform init, right? Terraform init. So Terraform is initialization now. So after that, which work cycle we need to follow? Terraform give plan. It is telling one thing. What it is telling? Said is we have a configure, right? So it is going to take from there. But coming to the EBS volume, here we need to give availability zone. There we have given region. Is region and availability zone both are same? That's the reason it is not coming. Okay. We have configure on AWS credential. We have configure region. But here we need to give. It is your interview point of question to twist it. They will ask. They will show the code for you directly. Give cat main.tf. They will show this code and ask on which region, like how much EBS volume is going to create. You will directly say 50. Of course, it will create 50. But have you mentioned availability zone there? These kind of questions is coming to the experience level of candidates. They will give the code and try to answer this. What you will do is by seeing this one, you say 50. But the main point missing there is availability zone we haven't given. EBS volume is availability zone specific. That means if you create a volume on one availability zone, it is not going to be on another availability zone. So currently we are on US East, no, West, I think so. Wait a second. Like on West, we have a lot of availability zones. We can use any of the availability zone. Oregon means. Okay, let's give 2A. 2A is fine. 2A we will have by defaultly. VM main.tf and here I need to give the availability zone. Huh? Wait a second. Availability zone is equal to what we need to give here? US West. Caps వచ్చింది. Okay, sorry. US West 2A. Okay, now execute this one. Directly I'm going to apply now. Terraform apply --auto approve. Is it creating now? This is way how you create your EBS volumes. Clear for you? On real time, you will definitely go to create EBS volumes, and EFS you are going to create, as well as security groups you are going to create. Everything I am telling real time creating concepts. Okay. So now what is the resource name? No. Resource name. Like under what name it is created? EBS volume. So which workspace we are now currently? Swiggy. So the EBS block is going to create like, go to volumes. Are you seeing Swiggy now? Is it 50 GB? That's it. Clear? So EBS volume is created. Clear up to now? For example, if I want to create the elastic file system is your real-time working scenario. Without this one, we are never going to work on instance. What it is? Elastic file system. Sir, how this is going to be implemented on real time? Let me tell you. For example, as I said, on real time, how many servers we are going to work? 2 servers, definitely. Application 2 servers, database 2 servers. This is application 1 server. It is application 2 server. For example, if I create a file for this, okay, it is my important file, but unexpected I delete my file. What will happen? I'll get some like difficulty, right? So at that purpose, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a file system here. What it is? That is elastic file system. The main advantage of elastic file system is so the main advantage of elastic file system is if we upload a file on instance 1, it is going to replicate on instance 2. Okay, simply CRR concept we have seen, right? Same concept, but there we have performed at bucket level. Here we are performing at instance level. That's the only difference. Even if you delete a file here, you can be getting the file from the server 2. Can we copy from server 2 to here? So that concept we are going to implement by using EFS. They will ask you a scenario. For example, in your instance, you have some var file. That is the only path where you have var file. Unexpectedly, you deleted that var file. From where you are going to retrieve? The answer is very simple. What lot of people think is, sir, we can keep it on multiple places. Like that they are going to tell. But that's not the scenario of answering. When you are working on real time, if you said real time means we are going to have EFS. If I delete on one server, am I able to take it on another server? That is the way of answering for that question. Okay. It is coming for the experienced people, not for the fresher. They will don't ask like this. But for experience, they would ask this kind of scenario based questions. So now we need to create what here? EFS. So same here, like AWS username EFS, and we can give the tag whatever you want, and creation token is like important here. I will tell you what is creation token. So now I am going to update this one. What we are going to do? The meaning of update is if you remove the old code and if you give the new code, it is what you call as your update. What it is? And giving of new code. So here, resource type, I'm just updating AWS EFS file system. We need to give EFS underscore file system. Okay. And example keep like that. So here creation token we need to give. What we need to give? Creation token I'm giving it as ABC for example. Size I don't want, right? And tags I'm giving it as same Swiggy environment tag. I just changed this one only. What I have changed? Elastic file system, and I have given creation token. That's it. Escape shift colon WQ. Now give Terraform auto approve. So what it will happen is just now we have done update, right? Previous one we haven't removed. So the previous resource is going to remove one. After that, we are going to create the. If you don't want to remove your previous code, but if you want to create one more infrastructure, which concept we are going to use? Workspace. Workspace we are going to use that. So give auto approve now. If there is error, we can get error. Like okay. So HashiCorp AWS does not provide AWS file system. Yeah, like here I need to give underscore file underscore system VAM main.tf. So here just give file underscore system. That's fine. Is it creating? See, one resource is creating and another one is minus is destroying one. EBS block is destroying and EFS is creating. Is it created now? Just go to your console and type here EFS. Elastic file system. See, Swiggy named EFS is going to create for you now. Okay. Yeah, definitely. It will ask configuration. If you want to give configuration, you can go configuration, but that is very high end. You can't able to understand that code. That code you will be understand when you work on manually first. If you work on manually on all these services, you will get an idea what configuration do you need. But directly creating configuration through Terraform is not possible for everyone. At least you need to work on manual for at least 6 months. Then only you will get understanding what we need to do for the configuration part. From there, you are going to integrate into Terraform here. Clear? So now if you see, as a Swiggy name mode, EFS is created or not? See the time? 10th November. Today only, right? So this is how you can create your EFS file system. Sir, for example, I want to create bucket. What I want to create? How we can create that one? Simple code we need to write. Again, one more time, I am going to update this one. What I am going to do? Resource block. What we need to write here? What is we are going to create S3 bucket, right? So give AWS S3 underscore bucket. Give example like that. And here bucket name. What you are going to give? Bucket name. But here we are using tags. But there we are using. Let me tell you here it will be like a quite bit of tricky for you. See if you see this one, bucket name can I give directly? Do I need to have tag here? But if you want, you can create it. Okay. So, but we need to give bucket only here. Okay. We are not to give name. We need to give here bucket. So for example, use this code directly from here. And comment this one. I don't want this one, right? So comment all of this. What is way to comment? / star and */. We can give. Let me tell that part. First of all, let me finish this one. So resource, what we are going to create? Bucket. Tag is, and bucket name is my Terraform example bucket. So execute this one and see what will happen now. So give Terraform auto approve command. Is it created now bucket? So if you see this one to add and one to destroy. Previously EFS is destroyed now. But when I try to create bucket, see what it is telling to me. Creating S3 bucket already exists. So what we need to change here? So on real time also you will get this error. Why? Because what you are going to do is you are going to copy code from existing environment. For example, there is an environment, you are going to copy the code. Everything will work fine. But what here the main thing is name we need to change, right? For a Swiggy client, you will give the name of Swiggy. But if you want to use the same code for Zomato, we need to change the name or not. For that purpose only, we are using what we call locals concept. For local, everything is going to change or not. That's it. So VIM. Why it is stuck? Main.to. So I need to change here. What I need to change here? Bucket name. So give like this. So instead of changing this, can I give my tag like this? $. Copy this name simply. Then what I will get here now? Swiggy, and let's just give some random pattern because there might be bucket name called Swiggy anywhere in the world. So I'm giving some random Swiggy RAS 345. So execute this one now. See what will happen. Is it creating now? So now you got the importance of workspace, right? Why we need to use workspace? Locals and workspace are real-time implementation concepts. Without workspace and without locals, no one is going to write your Terraform file. Okay. So let's go to your bucket and check your bucket is created or not. Go to S3. Click on it. Are you seeing the Swiggy RAS 2345? Are you seeing it? So this is the way how you can create your S3 bucket by using Terraform code. So we have seen EBS creation. Clear for you? EFS creation. Clear for you? And bucket creation clear for you. So now we are going to use one more creation. For example, bucket I have created, it's fine. But the thing I want is I want to make it private. ACL I want to make it private. If you remember, then how we can do it? First of all, update the code because this bucket is already there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add one more 6th line. So that means bucket name is changed. It is going to create. So here we need to change ACL is equal to private. What you need to give? So give ACL is equal to private. And one more thing you need to observe is, see this one, if you see this code, ACL we have given as private. Some people will remove the double quotes. If you remove the double quotes, it is not going to work for you. So escape shift colon double AQ. Tell me the output, what it is going to do for me now. First action we are going to perform here. One minute. So here bucket is ACL is private, right? So go for your, just now you have created bucket, go for this bucket and see whether it is public or not. So properties, when we are going, see the ACL value. Like I think permission we need to check. Yeah, permissions. So ACL values is it giving, if you go for it, block all public access? That means it is not blocked. It is public only, right? So now if you execute this one, see what will happen. First action, what it is going to perform, first of all, destroying the old one. And after that, it is going to create new bucket and make to enable this private. See here, if you see tilde symbol, what is the meaning of tilde symbol here? Updating or replacing. Plus means, minus means, that's it, perfect. So if we go here, resource is completed. One is added and one is destroyed. So go for the console now and refresh. RAS 345 is gone now. 345, let me refresh from here. 345 will be gone, 3456 will be up now. Are you using 3456? If you go to inside this one and if you check the permissions, still wait a second. All these are off only, right? So in this way, you can block all the public access for your bucket. So ACL we have given here private. Okay, objects public are different, ACL is different. Okay. So let me create like this. Like if I create a bucket, you will get an understanding. If you create a bucket, block all public access means see this one. But we have disabled this one. So this step is different and this step is different for us. So don't confuse while practicing. So I want to destroy. What is the command do I need to give here? Let's update. If you destroy, we need to write one more command, right? I don't want to write that. Okay. Update directly. Finally, what we are going to do? RDS, it is not single one, it is cluster creation. Directly, you can create RDS with 3 codes, like 3 single lines. But I am creating the cluster here because real time you are always going to set up cluster only. Okay. First of all, let me copy the code from here and execute it directly. So VIM main.tf. Zoom in you want. Okay, delete this one completely. So now which resource we want to create now? RDS. It is your real-time setup, guys. Exactly, this will be your cluster implementation on real-time for RDS. There might be some setting changes. We need to change somewhat of settings, but the exact thing is this one. See, resource name. What we are going to create here? RDS cluster, not single. Cluster means multiple zones we are going to create. Cluster identifier, that means it is our cluster name. Aurora cluster demo. It is what your cluster identifier. Engine, what kind of engine you are going to use? And what are the other alternatives for engine? మర్చిపోయినట్లున్నారు నేను గుర్తు చేస్తానండి. లెట్ మీ ఓపెన్ దిస్ వన్. Amazon Aurora, Postgres, MariaDB, SQL. Those are engine, but what you said is database. DynamoDB is separate. Okay. Aurora is engine, DB engine, but DynamoDB is separate database. So if you go for database and try to create a database, see, click on this one. First of all, it is asking cluster identifier. It means your cluster name only. Okay. So it is asking engine type. Which engine type we have taken now? Aurora engine. Okay, perfect now. And after that, we have seen engine version. We need to enable the engine version here or not. If we go here, you will check this one, compatibility edition. And you can check this one, right? For Amazon Aurora, if you go here, the kind of version we have taken is 5.7 because the default version is 5.7. Is it clear up to now? 5.7 we have taken. And after that, cluster means multiple nodes. We need to select availability zone. So I am creating it on all 3 regions. Okay, creating on all 3 regions. And what is the database name? But I want to replace it with some other name. I want to replace it with Terraform current name. What is your Terraform current name? Swiggy. So what we need to give here? Tell me the syntax. Dollar square brace local dot instance underscore name. If it is confusing for you, what you can do is just replace instance name with ABC. What we are going to do? Like some people will confuse, sorry, it is instance name, but we are creating RDS. So here you can put your name as well. I am giving it as ABC value. So directly I am going to use here local dot ABC. And what is the username for master? FO. If you want to use your name, I am giving it as my name as username. These are some default like what you call variables, guys. FO and BR are some of the Terraform default variables. Okay. If you want to give other names, you can give it as. So I have created some random password here. And database retention period, maximum we can have 7 days, right? Retention period. So here I have taken and preferred backup window. I have given this tag. So let's try to execute this one. Is it clear up to now? Just now we have given the parameters only. We haven't done nothing. We just given some parameters. Give Terraform auto approve command without any delay. So if you see here, 1 to plan and 1 to destroy. First of all, bucket is destroyed. When we are creating RDS cluster, it is showing something. What is showing? Cannot find the version. So this version is not unable to find by the Terraform. So what we need to change here? Can we change to another version? So let's go to the console, and sometimes version will change, right? So we can't do anything there. We need to change the version. 2.10.2. Wait a second. Here 2.03. So let's try to change this one. VIM main.tf. So can we change the version from 2.10.2? So from 0.32, I am updating this as 10. So now see 2.10.2. And here also can we see 2.10.2? Execute this one. Is it creating now cluster? Still it is the parameter password is not a valid password. It is shorter than okay. So here we need to give some more thing, because like I have given 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have missed the one part, but it's okay. So let me create one more thing here. UX star. Because password I have given 7, but the minimum password requirement is 8. So again 9. It is telling that invalid password. What it is telling? The password only printable of ANSI characters. Okay. So that means the special characters it is not going to. So like when you are using cipher password will consist of special characters and other things. So if you use cipher password for it, it is not going to take. So we need to use alphanumeric only. So if you go for VIM main.tf, have I given special characters or not here? Remove all of those now. And just give Raham or else Raju 445556. Give auto approve now. So these are some test cases actually we are performing. If I tell you directly without telling all this, they will ask the code. They will show you the code. What you will do, it is going to execute. But the test case there is, we need to change the password up to 8 characters and we need to give the special characters there. Okay. These are some test cases we are performing. So is the cluster creating now? Will create. And what are the other topics we have? Alias and providers. Yeah, we can complete it by today, I think so, because we have only few topics left. And ala chustunnaru. If you go and see now, if you go and see for the console, let's check our cluster is there or not. So go for databases. Is the cluster created now? So this is the way how you can create your cluster. But the thing is here, you need to observe one thing. What is the DB identifier here? But what we have given there? Workspace. No, workspace we have given, if you remember. If you go to inside, see the names here. Let's go for tags. If you go for tags, it will be much better. Go for tags. What you are seeing here? Have you taken anything? Why it haven't taken anything? We didn't have tags. So if you go for the code level here, if you see the cat main.tf, like, or else simply we can check here as well. See where the tags is. Yeah, tags all. Have you provided any tags? So that's the reason it is not taken. Clear for you? So give the Terraform destroy now. Anything? Yeah, okay, let me tell you. So VIM main.tf. Have you given any tags here? Database name we have given here. Definitely the name is not going to taken directly, because here they need a specific tag. If you want to give the name, what we need to give their tag. But without tagging, here we have given directly database name. If you go inside as well, are you seeing anything here with our name? No. So status, engine, availability zone, everything is there, but we are missing the tagging part here. But cluster name is there if you see, and if you scroll down, refresh. Are you seeing anything there? Cluster name only. Cluster name is Amazon Aurora. See, sir, you can ask like how we can know it is creating or not. It will be created when your endpoint is up. Are you seeing this endpoint? Status is still. Until and unless you can get this, you can't connect to your instance. So endpoint is the thing by using which you are connected to your AWS EC2 instance for database activities. Clear? So let's go to this one and destroy the RDS. Without destroying, like, I can modify it, right? So I'm modifying it. So the next concept. Sound taginchala. Okay. Fine. Okay. So okay, it's fine. So the next concept we are going to tease alias and provider. For example, let's say up to now on which region we are creating Terraform here? Oregon, right? But for this single file, I need to create in multiple regions. I want to create files on like instance on one on Northern Virginia, one on Oregon or Mumbai. How that let me tell you one thing, real time you are not going to implement this one, because on real time setup, all your resources on single availability zone only. If you want to work on a client, all the client resources on single availability zone. But if you want to create resource on multiple availability zone with a single file, at that time we are going to use a concept called alias and providers. What it is? Alias and providers. See here on provider block, let me use this all of this code here. This is just a normal code, like you can easily find it. Let me delete all of this one. Okay. So if you see this code now, give me a second. Let me copy. So if you see this one, first provider block is US is West. So first we are going to create instance on which region? US is West. And second provider block is US East 1. That means it is Northern Virginia. So if you see here, how many regions are there totally? 2 regions. One is your US East West 2. Second one is your US East 1. So the region here I have given, before that alias I have given it as East. So if you give this is just simple resource creation of EC2 instance, right? So now we want to create instance on 2 regions. So how many resource block we need to write? 2 different blocks. This block is for normal instance, normal region. Normal region means US is West 2. And I am writing same block, but here I have using provider AWS East. What I have used under provider block AWS, alias what I have given here? East. So that means what exactly going to happen, you know? This block is directly creating on your normal region, but this block is going to create on another region. Are you able to understand this one? Everyone? What about you? Ardhamenda? Is it clear for you? Yeah. So if you see this one, let me do like this. This first block is going to create this instance on US is West 2. Second provider block we are going to use for this instance. If you see this one is on alias east, right? So on provider block, what we have written here. So that means it is going to execute from this block. So this instance is going to be created on which where? US East 1. If you try to execute, is it going to execute now? Yes. Is there anything we need to change? Any one thing? No. First of all, we need to check the AMI, right? We need to check. I have given some random AMI ID, but we need to check whether the AMI ID that I have provided here is there existing on Northern Virginia or well. First of all, let's execute. I have given correct only, but check it. So Terraform auto approve. First of all, it's deleting RDS cluster. And after that, it's starting creating the couple of instances. One is on your Oregon. Second one is your Northern Virginia. Let's check it out. Like this type of scenarios won't come, but I'm telling for your information. For the people who are going for experience, right? So they will get these kind of questions. So for them, I am explaining this concept. So if you see here, like on 10th line, what it is telling to me? Invalid AMI ID. That's what I have said. First of all, we need to check what here? AMI ID. So VIM main.tf. Go to here on 10th line means on this block, right? So we need to remove this AMI and we need to provide the appropriate AMI ID. So go to here. Go for EC2. So click on launch instance. Select the AMI. So for example, if I want Ubuntu, select Ubuntu and we need to take this AMI, right? AMI ID. So for that purpose, browse on AMI. Ubuntu means this one. No, we need to verify free provider. Yeah, it is free only. I can copy up to this. It's fine. So go to here and remove the old AMI ID and we need to give the clear. And we need to check this one as well. So for better cause, let's replace this one another. So go for your here and we need to move to Northern Virginia and we need to browse any of the AMI from here as well. So here I am trying to use Amazon Linux AMI. Click on browse more AMIs and select this ID. Copy this one from here and we need to paste it over. Is it going to work now? Terraform updating means removing the old one and giving the new one. So if you see here, 2 to add and 2 to destroy. So RDS is going to destroy on multiple availability zones. And here we are going to create 2 instances on multiple regions. So it will take some time to destroy. So if you see here, go for this one now. And is it created or not? Is it created or not? Let's go for here and first of all verify. First of all, let's verify and let's come back to this one. So if you see here, is new instance created here? Just see the creation time. Initializing means just now we are creating this one. So go the creation time for it. 9:55. Is it 9:55? This one is created on which region? Go for Oregon. And is the new instance created here? We haven't given the name here, so that's the reason it is not taking the game. So this is the process how you can create the instance on multiple regions. Okay, we have created on multiple region. What is the concept we need to use here? Alias provider. Okay, so let's destroy this one. Terraform destroy auto approve. It's fine. It's fine. If you get error, that is going to not to be created, but warning is fine. We can ignore that one. So now we are creating all the instances. So after that, your next concept is Terraform locals. What it is? Up to now, we have just seen the concept of creating AWS resources. But inside our Terraform instance, have we created anything? Inside Terraform instance. Outside Terraform instance, we have created files, instances, S3 buckets, EBS volumes, all they have created. But inside Terraform instance, we haven't created, right, anything. If you want to create a resource inside your Terraform, the concept we are going to use it is local. What it is? Local. So let's use that one. So remove all of this one now. So now just I am going to create a file now. What I am going to create? So give like this. So resource, what I am going to create? Local file. And the file tag is I am giving it as ABC. What I am giving here? First of all, I need to give the name for file or not. So give name is equal to file name is raham.txt. File name is, it is my file name. Just only file I am creating. What I am creating? Just execute this one now and see what will happen now. Oh, sorry. So Terraform apply. See, it is telling that inconsistent dependency log file. So, for example, when you are using this local, right? See what is happening. Provider register terraform.io HashiCorp local required by the configuration, but no version is selected. What it is telling? To update this lockout dependency selection to match our configuration system, we need to run Terraform init upgrade. See what will happen now. Previously, if you see, only AWS you can get, right, on provider block plugin. But now which plugin we got? Local plugin. If we want to work with the local concept, which plugin we need? Terraform local plugin. Previously, if you observe, AWS plugin is only installed previously, but which plugin is now we are seeing? Let's execute this one now. We are working with local resource, right? So that's why we need this one. See, and one more thing. The main thing that we need to remember is what I have given here, but the attribute we need to give it is file name. It's not name. What I need to give here? So let's go to your main.tf. It is your test cases only. If you are working with the AWS concepts, we need to give here name. But if you are working with the files or directories, we need to give here file name. So replace this name with file name. File name. Execute this one now and approve it. What it is telling? See, we have to like one error. What is? One of content or content based 64 is case sensitive, must be specified. Why it is telling that is, if you go to this one and if you find this code, what is the thing we are missing here? We have saying abc.txt to create, but on which path it need to create? We need to specify that, right? because without specifying the directory, it is not going to take it. So give vam main.tf. Here we need to give insert under root. We need to create which file? Is it going to execute now? Execute or not? Again, it is telling. First of all, file creation is the first thing. If you want to write the content, it is also write the content. If you want to write the content, you like this vam main.tf, go to inside the file and give the content. What we are going to give? Content is equal to hi all, good morning. Approve now? Is it going to create? This one is related to RDS. Okay. This one is related to RDS. Don't try to see this one. Is our file created or not? If you give LL, are you seeing your file? Where you are going to see? No, actually we are on Terraform directory, but we need to go to root and give LL. Are you seeing Raham.txt now? Clear? So by using locals plugin, you can create your local resource. That might be file or folder or whatever you want. You can create anything. And one more thing, for example, the default executable permissions are, you are getting only few things, right? I want to give full executing permissions. So vam main.tf, go to here and give like this, file permissions. File underscore permissions. Here I am giving it as 777. 777 means check this one now, see what will happen. Apply. If you give apply, what it is telling? So here just now we have given file permissions, but we need to give file permission only. Okay. If you give file permissions, it is not going to take. What we need to give there? Permission. So give vam main.tf and we need to remove this. Yes. Terraform is very simple because if you do any mistake, right, troubleshooting, it will always give the answer for you directly. But we need to understand that, right? For that purpose, I am showing all here. See, the file is added and it is replaced now. So if you go and see, all permissions are we able to see or not? 777. So this is how you can create your local. Clear for you? How to create the local resource? If you want to create the folders or if you want to do anything regarding of your file system, what you need to use? Locals concept, because it is performing inside your Terraform instance. Clear now? Okay. And the next concept is this one, multi-providers. What it is? Like this concept we are not going to cover because I will tell you. For example, AWS we know, right? If you want to implement an Azure, we need to nail Azure, right? So we are not going to learn, but I will tell you. When someone asks how you are going to implement two resources by using single file, that can be done by using multiple providers. One provider block we are going to write AWS, second provider block we are going to write it as Azure. At that case, we can create two instances. One is your AWS instance, second one is your Azure instance. Alias is to create another region, but I want another cloud provider. Both are different, right? But yeah, I got your point. That's the concept we are going to implement. But the block name we are going to give it as their multi-provider block. Their block, if you see on the last code, block are same, AWS. But now we need to give one on AWS, second one is your Azure block. Different blocks like this. And random provider, like I will tell you what is the random provider. Multi-provider, you know. First of all, AWS provider we have seen till from starting day to today. After that, now we have seen local provider. That means your local, if you want to create any resource on local, you need to use local provider. Multi-provider means multi-clouds. And what is this random provider? Let's understand this concept. The random provider allows use to randomness with Terraform configuration. This is logical provider, which means that it works entirely for Terraform logic, but not interact with other services. So that means random provider is something, it is providing allow permissions for your Terraform configuration only. It is not going to interact with resource, but it is completely emerging to your Terraform logical code only. It provides resources that generate random values. So random provider will generate the random values during their creation and hold those values steadily until the input changes. Okay. Simply, if you want to remember random provider is going to create multiple resources and it is going to generate random outputs until it is created. That's the only thing you need to remember. Okay. So now let's see about version constants. What we are going to see? For example, if you are working with AWS versions or like a Terraform local version, there are a lot of versions for you. Let me open the file. VIM main.tf. If you open, sorry, what did this happen? Okay. So if you see this one, which provider we have used now? Local provider. Okay. The local provider default value we can change on Terraform. Sir, how to change that? Just go to your Terraform IO. Go to versions. Page not found. Okay. Or else simply you can find, go to terraform.io. You can find your versions here. I need to check it where, yeah, click on download. No, you can see it here, Terraform versions. Wait a second. Let me get it. Provider use. Or let me search here better. Let me go to home and give the versions. Yeah, version constants. If you see this one, Terraform version constant, are you seeing the versions here? Different kind of versions. So you can use any of this version. What you can use? The current version is 1.3, right? If you want 1.2 version, you can create 1.2 version. These for local versioning. First of all, we need to understand this one, like how it is going to work. If you see this documentation, the current version is some of the local one. Okay. So current version is something. Now I am going to change the version here. What I am going to change here? So let's go for this one. This provider block, I am going to take it from here and I am going to take this one as well. Okay. Copy this from here. I will explain like what it is going to do. Delete all of this from here. Simply like we are going to change one thing, that is you are changing your local versioning. See this one, provider, required providers, which provider we are going to work on? Local provider we are going to work on. And source is from HashiCorp local, we are going to get it. And the current local versioning we are using is 1.30. Okay. So that means your local resource is going to use the latest version, 1.30. Now execute this one. For this purpose, we need to init because we have changed the Terraform local version, right? We need to first of all Terraform upgrade and then we need to init. So Terraform, first of all, if you go this one, are you seeing this one? Terraform init upgrade. So copy this command here. Give it to here. So that means current local version is going to upgrade. Wait a second. Curly quotes. Okay. Yeah, main.tf. Here, if you see like all these are curly quotes, I need to change it. No, actually curly quotes there. Like if you see, okay, okay, let me remove this. So give it now. So on 11th block, it is telling something. An argument or block definition is required here. See, Terraform configuration must be valid before initializing. What it is telling? Valid. So that Terraform can determine which module provider you have installed. Okay, so wait a second. The braces vmi.tf. Sometimes it will happen. Wait a second. 3 braces where okay. Here I need to remove this one. Give Terraform FMT once, or else like first of all give this init and there we can give. Required provider block must be Terraform. Nested inside the Terraform. Okay. That means Terraform where. Wait a second. Here the block name we need to change actually. If I go to official documentation, it will be very clear for me. Version content syntax. Give this one directly. It will be much better for you. Previously best practices. Go for this one. One second. Actually, if you go to here, you will directly get the syntax. Yes, this one I am looking for actually. If you see here, like previously I need to give Terraform here. The thing is, if you directly go to here, we need not to write manually. We can directly use this code. Okay. So let me update Terraform code here. So up above, I need to give Terraform. Is it updating? Is the version changed from 1.30? Changed or not? Sir, again, if you see here, the current version 1.30 and AWS version is 4.38.0. Now I am going to change AWS version. How again change it? So go vim main.tf and here just HashiCorp local to HashiCorp AWS. We are changing AWS, right? And the version we can give it as 4. Just give 39. From 38 to I'm going to change it 39. But thing is here you need to check whether 39 is there or not. First of all, update from here. So version from 4.38 to it is changed now. Because this version is not presenting. Okay. So for that purpose, what we need to do is we need to go for terraform.io. And we need to check whether this 4.39 is available or not. So how to check it? So go for provider requirements. Where it is. No, you will have some detail drop box there. Actually, I am looking for Dropbox. I think it's on the top of the page. I think so. Provider requirements, Terraform. Or let me take this. AWS Terraform latest version provider. You can type like this. Yeah, so 4.0.0 is there or not? If you go for here, like we can see this 4.0.0. Can we use this? So let's go here and give 4.0.0 VM main.tf. Like 4.392, I am going to back version 0.0. So that means I may roll back or not. From 4.38, I am going to 4. Give this one. Now, if you see this, have you rolled back to 4.0? So in this case, like how you are going to do is you can change your plugin versions. So AWS and local plugins are lot of provider plugins you can there. So you can increase your plugin and you can come back from your current plugin as well. So if you want to work, like you need to give this one. Greater than, less than, in between. If you want the version between 1.30 and 1.32, you need to get greater than 1.30. That means you need to use greater than 1.30 plugin. Okay, it is randomness. For example, if you see here, let me go with less than here. What is your current AWS plugin, guys? Provider plugin 4.0. What I am going to do is VAM main.tf. I am going to here and inside the version I am giving it as greater than 3.0. So that means I will get any of the version greater than 3.0, some random value. So for the syntax, you need to follow is like this. What you need to follow? If you want it from official documentation, go for official documentation, and here you will get a lot. User provider. See, if you want to get 4.38, you can get like this. This is the default value. But what we need is exactly, we need to get it from greater than 3.0 version. Tilde command. Yeah, I'll tell you one by one. I'll tell you. So here, now I'm going to replace it with greater than 3.0.0. Execute this one now. Init upgrade. So your previous plugin is 4.0. Now if you give greater than 3, that means it is getting your 4.38 current version. So it is random generating or not. Now let's try this one. VAM. If you give greater than 3.0, it's working fine. Let me give less than 3.0. It is your version constant. That means you are going to change the Terraform plugin version. So now the plugin needs to get less than 3.0. Which version you are going to get? 2.7. So that means 2.7 is less than or greater than. But now my requirement is I need in between value. Random value. Like I need from between 2.70 to I need 3.0. I need in this between any of the value. So how we can do is we can use tilde symbol. If we use this one, Q, are you seeing this one? In between. Let me explain this one. VM main.tf. If we go like this, see, you want the version greater than 1.0, but you don't want less than 1.0. So that means you can have 1.3, 1.4, 1.5 like this, but I don't want 1.4. So that means not equal to 1.4. Clear for you? So now the plugin you will get is either 1.3, 1.5, 1.6, 1.7, 1.8, 1.9, but you don't get 1.4. Clear for you? Execute this one now. Terraform upgrade. You can get some random value. If you see this one, it is telling that Terraform checked all of the plugin versions matching given constants. Okay. So here what we need to do is if you go for the documentation, here the symbol is exclamatory is equal. That is not equal to. But when we try to copy paste this one, it has given like this. So that means you need to change this or not. Is equal to. It is going to work now. Upgrade. Or else let me remove this one for better cause. I'll get the exact one. So now I will get the provider block that is less than 2.0 and greater than 1.2 and less than. And which plugin it is? AWS or local? AWS plugin you are going to get. What it is telling then? Terraform checked all of the plugin versions matching the version constraints. Consulting the document. See, HashiCorp AWS version 1.6 is not compatible. So that means the version that you are using is not compatible versions. So let's try to upgrade 3.0 to 4.0. Let's install in the middle. So VAM main.tf. If you use older plugins, it is not going to work for you because those are very older, right? So for that purpose, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it in between 2 to 3. What I'm going to do? So 2.0.0 to 3.0.0. So that means the plugin that I'm going to initialize now is getting from between 2 and 3. It might be any between 2 and 3. So which version you got now? For local, it is 2.2.3. But for AWS, it is 2.7 between 2 and 3 or not? So this is how you can modify a version constant. This concept is you are going to implement on real time when you are going with workers experience level. They will ask, we want recent plugins. At that time, what you are going to do? you are going to change the version constraints. Okay. One more time I'm telling, it is not for the fresher, it is completely for the experience level work. These version constraints. So on today's class, let's see what we have discussed so far. Let's list it out. Our first concept is today. Second concept is. Third concept is. Fourth concept. Alias S3, and after that Alias providers. After that locals, random provider, and after that version constraints. So these are your topics for today's class. Are you having any doubts on today's class? For the online people, let me come to offline people later. For online people, are you having any doubts on today's class, guys? How the class is for today? Yeah, good form everyone. I will share you the document. Don't worry about it. I'll upload just now. If you don't have any doubts, then we can stop class for today.